Back in. Sleep is a wonderful thing, but sometimes it can be hard to get some shut-eye. If you're having trouble going to bed at night, look no further. Desiree Washburn with the Cullman Regional Sleep Center is here to talk with us more about how you can catch some Z's. Desiree, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about you, what you do, and what the Sleep Center is.
Absolutely. So I started out my career about 16 years ago in emergency medicine, stayed in that area for about 14 years. And obviously with COVID, a lot of changes came along, and I felt like my calling was to go towards pulmonary and sleep medicine. Often they go hand in hand, so had a lot of patients that needed outpatient follow-up following bouts of COVID and pneumonia. So started in sleep medicine about 2 years ago, and obviously that has grown quite a bit.
Right.
So I'm now at Cullman Regional, and we do have a sleep center there, staffed by myself as well as 2 physicians. We have Dr. Tafazzoli and Dr. Murray, and we see quite a few patients every day.
Quite a few patients. Like I was saying, sleep is an absolutely wonderful thing. It's something we all need. But, you know, for those of you who are having trouble with sleeping, how does someone know when it's time to see a specialist?
We know there are a lot of reasons to have bad sleep. But if you're consistently getting the correct amount of sleep and feeling like you're not, rested when you awake, or if you're feeling very sleepy and needing naps throughout the day, those are 2 red flags that, it may be time to see a sleep specialist and have a sleep study. As well as, obviously, if your spouse says, hey, I've noticed that you have a lot of snoring, you're making a lot of noise, you're keeping me up at night.
I can't sleep at night, yeah.
Or that, hey, you don't breathe right at night. You sound like you're choking or smothering, and, it keeps me up all night watching you breathe. That's another reason to see a sleep specialist, because, all 3 of those things can be evaluated with a sleep study to find out what the cause is. And then, what we do is we help navigate that process and find that cause.
And for a sleep study, walk me through how that works when a patient comes in, the entire process that they would go through at Cullman Regional.
Well, when you come to see us in the office, we're going to do a sleep questionnaire with you. We actually have that on our website as well. So if you're not sure if this is the right thing for you, you can go online to cullmanregional.com, and there you'll find our sleep questionnaire, asking you some things about your sleep habits, the time you go to bed, the time you wake, how many times you wake throughout the night, if you're experiencing snoring or excessive sleepiness during the day. We go through that questionnaire line with you. Then we would help set you up for that sleep study so we could find out exactly what's going on. When you choose your date and time for your sleep study, you'll actually come in on the day you choose. Come in about 8 o'clock at night. We do ask that you eat dinner before you come. And then once you come in, the technicians will help get you all plugged in and get you monitored throughout the night. They're going to be watching your oxygen levels, your breathing, your brain waves, your heart rhythm, your respirations. Throughout the night, they'll do that, and the next day they actually send the report over to the physician. The sleep physician would look at your sleep study, and they would help gauge how low your oxygen levels go, how many pauses in your breathing you have, and whether or not you may need a CPAP machine. And then when you come back in the office, we go over all those results with you and try to help you understand why you're sleeping the way you are, or why you're excessively sleepy during the day, and then navigate the process of getting those symptoms treated for you.
Gotcha. And one last thing for people at home that maybe struggling with their sleep, do you have any tips or advice to just help them maybe get a little bit better rest and catch those Z's that we've been saying?
Having just a structured way of going about your night is so important. Having that normal set bedtime, which is hard for professionals and parents and kids even these days with all the extracurriculars we have, but having that set bedtime, having the same sleep routine, whether that's your favorite pajamas or you have certain scents in your room that you like, or a favorite way of just winding down. Having that set routine really helps. And then being able to identify that, hey, I don't think my sleep is quite where it needs to be, and it's time to go get that that specialist's opinion. And that's when you look us up, go to cullmanregional.com, or you give us a call at 256-903-0300. We'll get you in with that specialist to help you navigate the process and get that sleep taken care of, because no one wants to be tired all day long, and we certainly, sometimes need a little help to navigate that process.
Absolutely not. Everybody deserves some good sleep. Well, Desiree,
Absolutely.
thank you so much for joining us here today. Guys,
Thank you
make
so
sure you
much.
check out Cullman Regional if you're having any sleep problems and give them a call.